Good day everyone, welcome to today's video. Today it's a review on the M42 SPAA, the Italian Wirbelwind. Now, this SPAA isn't the best. Now, you would have seen it on Fly Daily's channel when he just went around murdering everything with HVAP. Yeah, good luck doing that with the stock belts is all I'll say, ladies and gentlemen. If you remember the stock belts on the AS42 where it was 1 API and 3 HE, that's your stock belt. And it is a bad belt. It does a job in the anti-aircraft role, but you'll be lucky to kill a Chaffee. However, once you get HVAP, like what I'm going to show you in this battle, this thing is amazing. But I would still consider it a downgrade from the Wirbelwind. Obviously, I'm not expecting everything to be like the Wirbelwind. I saw this thing when me and a friend of mine was looking at Italian tanks to be added. I looked at this and I thought, oh god, it's going to be an Italian Wirbelwind. It's still going to be just as good. Actually, no, this is actually worse in a couple of aspects, which I'll go over as we go over the actual vehicle itself. Now, at the time of this review, I haven't actually spaded it. I've only got the transmission to do and a couple of miscellaneous mods which make no difference to the performance of the vehicle other than the turret drive. So I thought, well, Gaijin's being rather naughty with their ninja patches at the moment, so I thought if I get this over and done with, I'll have something to go back on. Now, straight away, I consider this a downgrade from the R3T20. Straight away. The reason for this is because A, the guns are... I find the guns more difficult to lead. I'm not the best SPAA player, but I'll fully admit I'm not the best SPAA player, never have been. I like to use them as tank destroyers, personally. But, like I was saying, this thing, I didn't have very good time leading it. It was just... I got used to it in the end. Like, I got used to it in this battle. And I killed a couple of tanks with the HVAP, because I do have the HVAP in this battle. I'll quickly show you my modifications at the moment. I've just, well, after the match I'm going to show you, that I had about 5 minutes ago, at the time of this recording, because I thought I'd get it over and done with, because I haven't had a very good run in the M42, and I thought if I get it over and done with now, it's just easier. So obviously I went parts, FP, adjustment fire, elevation mechanism, filters, Panzer gun up 40, and then I went straight for the engine, but I had enough points after this battle that I'm going to show you to get the artillery done and some of the transmission done. Obviously, the main ones that will make a difference, if you call it that, to the vehicle is this and this. The tracks, that's just making them stronger. Otherwise, this vehicle's basically spaded. Now let's go over the armor, because, well, the Wirbelwind's actually got pretty decent armor on the hull. What's this like? Well, if you've driven the M14, or M15 42, shall I say, you've driven this, basically. The lower glacis is 30mm stick. That will stop at 50 cal, if you're lucky. This weld over here is 25. That will not stop at 50 cal at point blank range. Do be aware of that. And it is not actually, it's just literally a 25mm plate bolted on to where the MG port was. Don't know why they removed the MG port. Probably to make room for ammunition. But then again, why is the machine gunner still sat in the tank? I don't know. The driver's area is 50mm stick, driver's port is 50mm stick, sides are 25, and the rear is 25. So it's not bad armor, it's just weaker than a Wirbelwind in most aspects. It's still got enough armor to set off the fuse of the Sherman's 75mm, and pretty much anything that'll shoot it will kill it with an APCBC round or an APHE. This thing's not designed to obviously take hits, it's a spag. Now let's go over the turret, and I'm going to point out the obvious weak spot, if Fly Daily didn't do it already. I haven't really watched his videos recently. I just haven't had time, folks. But the turret ring is actually an overlap. It's 40mm stick, so that's not bad. The top armor is 15mm stick. The front of the turret is 15, so 50 cals will shred you, same as with the Wirbelwind. Sides and rear 15, and this roll cage, I'd call it, is 10mm thick. The guns are 10mm thick, they're easy to take out. I've had my guns taken out a couple of times. But now we're going to go over to the weak spot. Obviously, you've got your loader here, who reloads the guns in 4.5 seconds. That's a record. But then you've got your gunner, and there's no protection here, except for the optics. And even then, is that going to stop a bullet? Probably not. Is it going to stop an anti-tank shell? Definitely not. What about mobility? What's that like? Well, it's not too bad. It's the M1542 chassis. It's actually pretty good. I like the chassis. But it could be better. Personally, I think what the Gaijin should do, if we just go over to my army tab, I'm currently almost finished with the M36 B1. I think you should take the R3T20, bump it up to rank 3, put it at battle rating 4, because it's a cracking SPA, down tier this to 3.3, because it's worse than the Wirbelwind people, except for belts, which I will point out in a second. And then you can use that with the M4 Tipo. I haven't driven the Tipo yet. I've been too busy spading this. Do apologise. Obviously, by the time this comes out, I'd have already driven the Tipo. And possibly nearly spaded it, because it's a Firefly. And a 17 pounder with the Axis is just going to be amazing. Also, I forgot the next review after this one, the M42, obviously when this comes out, will be on this. Now, I said in the 46 review I wasn't going to spade it, but I thought I'll give it a chance. And I actually ended up doing okay in it. I mean, not the best, but I'll go over that more once we get to that review. So the Dirt Traverse swings this thing around reasonably quickly in about 9 seconds. So you're going to be able to hit most targets relatively quickly. Obviously your guns can go all the way to 90 degrees, so you can shoot up at any annoying aircraft that you obviously want to shoot at. However, the gun depression is only -5 compared to the Wirbelwind's -10, I believe. But hey, sacrifices have to be made. So less about me blabbering on about this thing and how it's worse than the Wirbelwind. Let's get into the battle. Now this is a 20... well no, it's a... tank battles last half an hour, I think. No, 25 minutes, I think. 1 or 2. But this is a full battle. This didn't end. It was eventually, yeah, 25 minutes. It was eventually down to just me and a single German player. Obviously, he was actually Russian, but he was playing German tanks. Obviously, I'll skip the bits that are not very entertaining, as I always do. And I need to turn up my sound because I've been playing on my headset and I needed it to be a bit louder. Little tip for you those, all you guys that use headsets, turn up your other player's engine volume. It helps. And obviously down here we can see the HVAP, so I'm going to quickly go over this more. The HVAP has decent penetration up to about 400 meters. After that, you'll be lucky to scratch your chaffee. But the ABITs are really handy, I'll give them that. Because they're the same as the AS42s and the L333s 20mm for some reason. And they have a small explosive charge of 1.5 grams. And they just add to the damage output, and it is really nice. Okay, so the position I'm going to take is actually a pretty good one for a SPAG. Even a tank destroyer. I've seen tank destroyers sit up here. I might have to personally try it myself with a tank destroyer, not in a SPAG. Maybe the M36 B1, or maybe the M4 Tipo. We will see. I'm just going to 4 times it because yeah, this thing does struggle up hills, people. Same as all the other M15s or the M1340 chassis. Now, there's a guy on the enemy team named BFG 9000. You'll be seeing a lot of him. Not just in the kill feed. Now, I'm 4 times to get here because there's a lot of this battle that doesn't really do much. Sprayed a T-34 there, I'm pretty certain I pissed him off. But the thing is about this vehicle is that even though it's got less ammunition in each clip than a Wirbelwind, it is still good for harassment. Now, for some strange reason, this vehicle has what you would normally see on a high-tier SPAA. And that is a second clip. Like, a separate clip of just 32 rounds. Now, I'm not certain if that's historically accurate, but you've got a spare clip if you need it, I guess. And you can see an M10 just over there. Obviously, we was getting pushed really heavily from B7. I hit that chaffee really good. You can see the explosive there. I do eventually get the assist on that guy. Obviously, we've got quite a few planes coming in at the moment. A Yak 1 who gets taken out by the meme car. And here comes Raycan. Another player who had a bit of beef for me, I suppose. I mean, I was in a good spot, so yeah, there's a chaffee over there. Spawn camping, as per usual. Now, obviously, you only get 48 rounds per clip in this thing, as opposed to the 80 you would get in the Wirbelwind. This is only because of the, well, it's only got a 12 round clip. Now you can see Raycan, he comes back around. Well, don't know why he would. He does wound the gunner, which, to be honest, I didn't feel much of a difference. It probably slows it down by a couple of degrees, but this thing's turret turns fast enough anyway. Like I say though, this is not the world's best SPAA, but I do kind of like it. It's just, I would rather sit in the meme car. Yes, this has better armor protection in the majority of places, but I would still rather sit in a meme car because of the easier to aim gun. You get less ammunition, but sacrifices have to be made, I guess. But to be fair, if I was in a meme car, I could not have done what was done in this battle. That's all I'm going to say. There's an A36 incoming at the moment. I'm going to put it back to 2 times, because this battle felt a lot longer than what it actually was. And what you got to bear in mind is, people, at the time of this recording, I've got a driving lesson today, so you can imagine that I didn't really want to sit in a spag for what felt like an hour, when in just over an hour I have a driving lesson. Now those were a couple of hits, but Gadget decided not to give me any credit, and I don't even get the assist because the 1 in 9 takes him out. But like I say, this is not a bad spag. It's just I prefer the meme car for spag work. And not only that, I could have gotten to this position a hell of a quicker, well, a hell of a lot quicker in the meme car. Now you'll see later that I actually end up harassing these KV-1s. And there you can see. Now, I'm never going to pen a KV-1, but the key difference here is that I'm distracting him. The KV-1 will think, oh, it's an SPAA, easy kill. And because of the high reload, I can keep popping out and harassing him. Because this thing reloads in 4.5 seconds on my current crew. That's pretty quick. 48 rounds. And obviously now they find a machine gun trying to pinpoint or point out what I am. And well, there's no other word for it, people. They're just gonna get slaughtered. There goes one of them to a T-34. Obviously they are hitting me with machine gun fire. They are now trying to fire their 76mm guns at me. And I'll just keep harassing them. That's all you can really do to a KV-1. But the key difference here is that I'm distracting them. They are not shooting at my team. The KV-1 has pulled back behind there and has just gotten shot by the T-34. And the T-34 any second now is about to kill him. And there he goes, ammo racked, and he popped his turret like a champagne bottle. Unfortunately I didn't get the assist because I didn't do any damage really to the KV-1, but that's perfectly fine. And here comes an I-185. Obviously, I do communicate with my team. So I'm just going to switch over to that now. Obviously, it's at this point where I identify it as an I-185. Everyone can tell it's an I-185 if you have at least some knowledge of Russian aircraft. Now, my team does get slaughtered here, but because of the points difference, tickets, or shall I say tickets, more rather, we actually win this battle. But to be honest, I was quite surprised we even won it in the first place because of how much our team just got butchered. To be fair though, I pulled my weight. After a bit, of course. Now the I-185 has been shot down. There's BFG 9000 coming back in an F6F, fully loaded with rockets and bombs. Don't worry, you'll see him later. Of course, I think it's Max Midov. He expects me to be the world's best SPAA player. I'm not, buddy. I'm never gonna hit that guy. I'll try. But most players are not really good at SPAA work. I mean, I try to harass planes if I can. I led a bit too much there, you can clearly tell. He goes for the 109, who is going head on with him, I don't know why. And well, he's about to get butchered. And there he goes. J87D5, who has 20mm cannon, but for some reason doesn't see the F6F screaming at his head, firing tracers. He decides to just not do anything. However, the F6F did take some critical engine damage there. And Max Midov, who thinks I'm the world's best SPA player, is probably expecting me to kill him in one go. But here is where the other player's engine volume comes into handy. I actually had to turn off my music at this point. And you can listen. Obviously you won't be able to hear it, because I've turned down the volume. But I could hear it, and I knew a rough approximation of where he was. And there we go. He's coming in, drops his payload, sadly kills the Panzer IV, but I take him out of the sky. Second kill. Well, air kill. 2 assists. Now obviously, the key point to note about the M42 is that the reload may be quick, but your shells are going to go like crazy. They are just going to fly out the chambers, and by the time you know it, you're already on a reload. Take that into account when you're obviously firing at mostly tanks. Well, hopefully not mostly tanks, but the HVAP, otherwise you're a bit screwed. But obviously planes. Now most people will probably be wondering, why did I not go for the high explosive belts? Well, I find pounds of grenade 40 to be more than adequate to deal with planes. The armor piercing characteristics are more than good enough to snipe the pilot, and if not, take a wing off. And even then, the APIT round will do bonus damage on the inside. And there is BFG 9000, who he still has beef, ladies and gentlemen, just to point out. I don't know why he didn't like me. Probably because I messed up his precious pixel plane. You don't really get revenge killed in this tank. Well, SPAA. That's what I like about it. You don't get revenge killed much. Not many people will go that way just to get a spag back for a kill. Some do, some don't. And my poor shooting prevails once again. I am not the best. And here comes one of the, I believe he was a stat padder. And he's at a Crusader Mark III. Obviously he knows I'm here. But what he doesn't realise is that there's actually 2 areas to shoot from in this area. Obviously there's a Crusader Mark III with the 57mm 6-pounder. A very, very dangerous anti-tank gun. And there goes my teammate in, I think he was in a 109. BFG obviously very angry that I killed his precious pixel plane. Well, if you had the armor piercing belts loaded, you might have done some damage there, buddy. Third air kill. Obviously, Stick Gamer is probably going to want to shoot me after what I've done to his team. Now the reverse speed on this vehicle is the same as the M1542 with 4 miles an hour in reverse. It's not the best, but it gets the job done. It's certainly better than the British tanks, except for a couple. Now Stick Gamer here, for some reason, decides to shoot my old position. I don't know why. There's a T-34 there. He will be dealt with by my teammate in the 109. And obviously I'm hungry for this guy, I want to get him. And well, HVAP against Crusader. That was always going to end that way. First tank kill. And here comes the 109. Now, sadly, it is down to just me and the 109. But the key difference here is that we already have a tickets advantage. That's one important thing to note there. BFG comes back in another P51. I don't know why he's coming back in so many P51s. To engage the 109 F4. And well, it's your choice, buddy. Excuse me, I had to yawn there. It's probably why I should start considering drinking coffee again. I don't drink coffee normally, but I might have to give some more coffee a try, like try different flavors and things like that, because honestly, my head in the mornings is just no. But hey, BFG 9000 has now been shot down by the BF109 F4, and as you can imagine, he's probably going to be pretty pissed off. Not only has he lost a couple of planes to a glorified M42, or M4, or M15 42, shall I say? Sorry for the slip up there. He's also been shot down by a BF109, and he's probably been watching too many history films and documentaries that say the P-51 won the war. No, it didn't. The bombers won the war, buddy. Without the bombers, we would not have gotten the missions done that we did. Mohawks, for some reason, decided to give the M16, driven by BFG 9000, a hug. But, no problem. That's perfectly fine. And well, we may be outnumbered here, but we are holding our ground. I put a joke in chat just saying that the 109 wanted a hug. He probably did. Let's go skip ahead a bit here because there is a Sherman behind those rocks. Now, obviously a Sherman you will not be able to penetrate at most ranges, but the side, you can. Not at this kind of range, but once he gets a little closer. Obviously he's looking now, he's wondering what the hell just scratched my paintwork. Now, I'm pretty certain I was being shot at by something here. As it turned out, there was the SU-57 and the M16 opening up on me. Panzer IV-G moves in to help. He smacks the Sherman. Obviously, I've taken out his driver and his gunner. So now Sherman can't really fight back. I'm trying to give it welly so I can get it up on the rock, but the Panzer IV takes him out. Lovely jubbly. Assist number 3. I spot that T-34, and obviously the M16's over there with the SU-57B, which is no longer the worst tank destroyer in War Thunder, as we all know. But hey, it could be a lot. Well, in fact, I won't give the award of that to the 7534 M43, because I actually had a good bit of fun in that. It's just half the time the enemy tanks will BS their way through your armor, such as like a KV-1 with just 85 millimeters of pen at 700 meters, and he goes straight through my frontal armor like it's nothing. Russian tanks are probably the biggest threat to that. Now, for some strange reason, the Panzer IV is blind as a bat and doesn't notice the KV-1S, which is about the size of a small fort. Pushing up on him, even though I marks him. But hey, that's teammates for you. Now he's going to bring in the tank that's probably saved us this battle from losing it at least. The German KV-1B. Now Gearlock 86 puts in chat, go, push. And I let the KV-1B know we only need to hold him for another 3 minutes and we win. Because we have the slightly higher ticket advantage. And here comes Takita... Oh god, I'm gonna... Takita Chibana. I think I got it right. And essentially, he isn't going to have a very good day. And I say to the KV-1S driver jokingly, give him a hug. I blow the elevators off the I-185, don't know why it wasn't carrying bombs, and that is him out the battle, as far as I'm aware. I blow him out of the sky for my 4th air kill, and there's Max Muncherberg. There's BFG, that felt satisfying, 2nd kill. Well, I won't call it a tank, but it's still a threat to me. Obviously I'm backing up at this point, I don't really want to deal with a T-34 in a frontal engagement. The KV-1B is now dueling with the KV-1S. More than a match. They are pretty even Steven if the KV-1S loads APCR, if he even has it. At this point I start to harass the T-34. Now personally I didn't think I had a hope in hell of dealing with this guy at these ranges. But he's probably wondering what's dinging off his paintwork at the moment. But somehow I panned the front slope. No idea how. You can see the battle between these two. The KV-1S is backing up at the moment, but he's soon going to die. And that's pretty much the end of the match. Now I apologise for this review being a bit longer than usual, but I just had to point out the differences between the Wirbelwind and this. So overall, I would say get this SPAA, but just remember, if you see a Wirbelwind on your team, chances are he's going to be getting a lot more air kills than you. But this isn't bad. This was a fun match to play, and it's a relatively good SPA. However, I'd still sit in a Wirbelwind or excuse me there, a meme car. Other than that, that's it. So I'll catch you all on the next one, and I will get to working on the 75-34 M42 review. See you all later.